Brandon? Brandon!
Dina, he probably just stepped out to the John.
I swear, Cece, if you arranged this...
Oh, shut her up. I'll take a look.
This is silly. He was fine. Brandon?
Maybe one of the guards in the lobby saw him.
I'm sure if we sit tight, he'll be back.
It's not like there's anything dangerous he could have gotten into.
Not in the men's room.
What's with this thing? I can't even get a dial tone.
Brandon, your ice cream's melting.
Mason, can't you fix this?
The intercom monitor's on.
He heard everything.
Gina, think. What did Judge Kelly say to you when she was denying custody?
Nothing. She didn't give a reason.
But what did she say?
She said maybe if I was Brandon's biological mother that... Oh, my God. She didn't go back to the cottage?
They haven't seen her at the Institute either.
She doesn't look like she slept there and her things are gone.
Yeah, I noticed that this morning, but that doesn't mean anything in and of itself. I was moving her back in here.
Well, if you have the address of Sandra's apartment, I can drive over there and take a look.
Mama, that was my first stop. I didn't have to pick the lock even. Look, I'm sorry if I'm barking at you two.
Oh, we don't mind.
Well, I do. It's just that it's difficult to conduct an investigation when you're on suspension, you know?
Well, I'd like to give that new district attorney a piece of my mind. How dare they treat you like this? I mean, there isn't one single officer on the force who has a record like yours.
You make a great chief of police, you know that? Boswell is trying to free up a couple guys in the QT, but it's not been easy. You know?
What about CC's security force? Do you want me to ask him?
That'd be great, especially if I could figure out where to tell him to look.
Would she have lied to you? Would she have told you she was going to work with you and then changed her mind?
I don't think so. But I don't really know. All I know is I got a wife and a child who haven't seen me or each other in months. And I want to get them back together with me, now.
Non, je vous promets, j'en reviens tôt.
The part of Kelly Capwell is now being played by Carrington Garland.
Now, those are incredible. Are they from Cruise?
Why wouldn't they be?
Well, I mean, he's thoughtful and he's romantic, but unless a rich uncle died, I don't think so.
Well, those are from Cruise, and these...
Oh, don't tell me. The manager?
He's gonna bankrupt the hotel.
He's smitten with you. There's nothing wrong with that. He's cute.
He's married. Who was that on the phone?
Oh, that was the company director, you know, with Daddy retiring, the international branches are going for home office. He's wooing me, I think.
To be made CEO?
No, to live in the city, talk in the city, speak French in the city. There's no place in the world like this city. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I heard you telling him you'd be back.
Well, I will. Paris is a really wonderful city. It's just that things must be going bad for Cruz, otherwise he would be here. And there's nothing I can say except that I miss him. And I want to go home to Cruz.
What? I don't care if she finds us.
I do.
No, you don't.
Listen, it's not a matter of who sees us and who doesn't see it. It's the principle of the thing. And this is wrong.
You want me to take us to my grandfather's cell and get his blessing first?
I don't love you, Vanessa.
Yes, you do. You just gotta put your mind to it.
No, I am in love with Gina.
No, you just think you are.
You know, I can't get through to you.
Oh, Maroon. I cursed my fate because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no legs.
You know what you are? You know what you are? Unbalanced.
No, it's the story of my life, Bernardo. From the day I was born. Well, maybe from my second birthday. I knew I had something that other girls didn't have. I could climb mountains. I could wrestle tigers. I could go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. And I could scallop oysters at the same time. But nobody'd let me do it. My brothers and my grandfather, they'd watch over me. They wouldn't let me out of their sight because heaven forbid I should lose my virginity. I had no shoes.
You're losing me.
They think that I am virginity a la carte, but I'm more than that. There has never been anything like me on this world, and that is a fact. I just didn't have the shoes to carry me to my destiny, so I languished. But you're the man with no legs. You got everything. You got money, you got freedom, you got nice clothes, you got all your teeth, and you got most of your hair. And you're standing in front of the opportunity of a lifetime. And what do you say? I'm sorry. My heart belongs to a brainless tart with a hormone problem.
That is it, Vanessa. You have crossed the line.
Why? We all got handicaps, Bernardo. Some people fall in love with cows, but do they grow an extra stomach? No, they grow up and they get over it. Fine. You want to be a slug? Be a slug. You're not any different from anybody else, but you don't deserve me. You deserve to have your throat cut. You deserve to be hung up by your toes. And more than that, you deserve to eat poison and have the insides of yourself turn into rat dung. And if you change your mind, I'll be waiting upstairs.
See, there's a little playground near the hotel where I stayed when you and I...
No. Leave one man at the house and not the others. Yes, I'll be home shortly, and you better have found him by then.
Why didn't you tell him about the playground?
Because he's not about to take refuge near any place that reminds him of you, that's why.
I can't believe this. My worst nightmare finally comes true because of you. I hate you for this, Cece.
Well, every cloud has a silver lining. You can tug at your apron strings all you want. He's not going to come running back to you because you lied to him.
I wasn't the only one. So did everybody else. I did it for his own good. He'll know that.
But he's no more going to want to sleep under your roof than he's going to want to sleep on a bed of nails.
I know why you enjoy this so much. Because you can't stand to see anyone else be a success at something you have failed at. Namely, raising a son. What's Mason now, 30-odd years old, and he's still giving you the shaft every chance he gets to get even with you.
May I point out to you that he has shafted us both? I wouldn't take it personal. That's just Mason.
Yeah, well, I didn't raise him. You know, he hates me because I'm the enemy, but you're his father. Better that Brandon hates me for one day than spend the rest of his life hating you.
I wish Judge Kelly could see you two now.
Oh, shut up, Mason. This is all your fault.
No, I only arranged the hearing, the ultimate cause of which is you two and your incessant warfare. Why don't you just try pistols at 40 paces or club each other unconscious? Be a lot easier on Brandon. Poor kid can't even get your attention by running away. To you two, it's just another chance to take another shot at each other.
It's been closed up for months. It's not even officially on the market yet.
No, it's kind of grand.
Just this week, the owner told the agency to start looking for special buyers.
You know, that sounds like us.
His mother lived here. I don't know, something awful or mysterious happened to her.
I do not want my children raised in a haunted house.
Not that awful. So tell me, what do you think, huh?
I think it's very well built. As I recall, last time I said that, I ended up married.
I don't know what it is, but it's much too big, I know, but I just think it's perfect. It's more than we were going to spend, but I worked out the monthly payments with the broker, and I think between the two of us, we can handle it.
You're really excited, aren't you?
Only if you are.
You know, I know it's been difficult pulling up stakes every couple of years, but I have always felt that any little job along the way that helps climb up that ladder I should take.
Well, I never thought you shouldn't.
I know. You've never complained. Oh, I love you so much. You know, I want you to have the house you deserve. Let's get it.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh. One condition. Let me put down the deposit, huh? It's the perfect excuse to close out my old credit union.
Well, you know, Laura, you've had that account since before we were married. It's under your maiden name.
Oh, I just think the owner might like it better that way. He'll find out about you after he accepts the offer.
Why? What would he care?
Well, maybe he wouldn't, but it's Mason Capwell. And I gather that you haven't made the best of first impressions with each other.
Sneaky. That's so uncharacteristic of you, Laura.
Oh, yes and no. I just want to make sure that we get this place.
Have I told you that you do everything well? What time do we have to get that key back by?
5.
Well, I think we might just make it.
Anything come up on the computer? Well, I was thinking we should try another search word. How about amputee? You know, we know he's got a prosthetic leg, which is just about all we know. All right, great. Yeah, Vic, thanks. I really appreciate you helping me out on this, man. I'm flying blind without Sandra. Okay, I'll be here. Yeah. Well, I thought you'd left. Wouldn't Chip wake up from his nap?
I wanted to show you something that came in the mail yesterday.
Mark, do you think you could wait? I got calls to make, and my mind is going a mile a minute here.
It's from your brother.
Oh, now that's typical.
Ricardo married typical? And besides, there was a check in it for part of the payment and the money he owes me.
Where's the envelope?
Why?
Well, he claims he's living in Paris, but knowing Rick, this could have been mailed anywhere.
The postmark said Paris too, Cruz. Believe me, after all these years, I know enough not to put too much faith in anything Ricardo says. But he is grown up, and maybe he's changed.
Well, if I were you, I'd reserve judgment until the check clears.
Well, I just thought... Well, I know that you plan to meet Eden in Paris eventually.
Yeah, eventually, on the day that I can tell her that I'm coming to bring Adriana to her. Rick knows where I live. Let him knock on my door.
Mademoiselle, vous n'aimez pas le mois d'avril?
Oh, oui, monsieur. Mais messieurs, Jean-Marie la mangue, ils sont mariés presque une année.
Et vous ne pouvez pas rester toute seule.
Oh,
Je veux vous montrer les jardins fleurissants de mon oncle au bord du Rhône.
Les regrets, monsieur, mais c'est impossible. Les roses sont belles. Je vous remercie. Au revoir, monsieur.
Mais je vous en prie, mademoiselle.
Au revoir.
I think that's the first one I've ever heard. I want to show you my uncle's gardens.
He doesn't want us to leave.
I don't think I was included in the invitation, was I?
I told him we'd be gone by the end of the month. That's plenty of notice.
Well, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't stay. I mean, you got him crazy about you. You have the waiter last night at dinner crazy about you. I mean, you're making quite a splash.
I should have registered under my married name.
No, you shouldn't have. Because what if somebody got real crazy about you? The last thing you want to do is give the impression that you're taken.
I wish I were taken. It's these preliminaries I've lost the hang of. What about you, though?
What about me?
Are you really ready to leave? Have you found everything you need here?
I don't know. I mean, there's really, the lesson I learned was that there's really nothing to find except... My daughter is dead, and no change of scene is really going to change that. And there's some really wonderful things at home waiting for me, no matter if the pain is still here.
Are you leaving because you're ready to leave, or because you're worried about Cruz?
We had a lot of time apart. I mean, it's not what I wanted, but it served a purpose. You know, sometimes I think I'm stronger than he is, and... Well, 10 years ago, you know, when I was in the city gave me a lot of strength, and now that I've been here, it did it again. And I think that if he needed me, if he needed anything, I could give it to him now. Beyond anything, I need him.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I'll bet you're looking for C.C.
Yes, I certainly am.
Well, he left this morning, and he hasn't been back. There was some meeting in Mason's office with a judge.
Brandon's hearing.
Well, maybe he's still there.
I'd like very much to wait for him, if you don't mind, if I'm not in your way.
Not at all. Please sit down.
Oh, thank you. So how was the book coming?
Well, I'm still trying to get a sense of the shape of things.
I imagine he is as well.
He's a complicated man, isn't he?
What makes you think that?
I don't know.
Most people, myself included from time to time, felt that he was utterly transparent. But no.
He keeps surprising me.
In what way?
Well, things that he says, things he did, just don't fit the picture I had in my head.
He surprised me every year, every month, every day we were together. But then this isn't about me, is it? This story is about him.
No, please, go on. I'm curious.
No, you'll learn more by being with him, watching him, more than we could ever teach you. You see, he's a chameleon, and he has a predetermined way of behaving with each of us. You'll see.
Not with you, though. That much I've already noticed. He can't predict you any more than you can predict him.
Perhaps, but isn't that all part of it?
Megan, I'm sorry for being ill.
Hi.
Hello, Sophia.
I won't take up much of your time, but I need a favor. Can you help me with some security guards for this afternoon?
I got them all out looking for them. I'm doing everything I can.
Looking for who?
Oh, sorry. I thought you heard Brandon's run off.
Brandon has run off? What do you mean? Where's he gone? What has Gina done?
Nothing. It has nothing to do with Gina. He came to see the judge. He talked to the judge. He waited outside and apparently heard something he shouldn't have heard.
Outside? What did he hear?
Look, Gina's not his real mother.
Oh, my God,
And that is not the worst of it. Look, he'll be all right. He'll be found. The worst part about it is that he's been awarded custody, temporarily at least, to Mason.
Is that what Brandon wanted?
No, it's not what Brandon wanted. It's what Mason wanted. He gave me to believe that he was representing me, and he, likewise, to Gina. Obviously, he was out to get me and strike us both in the back.
You don't know that.
What else could it be? The man has turned over enough new leaves to reforest Coney Island. He still hates me, don't you understand that? He's out to prove it any way he can. Using the boy.
See, maybe this isn't about you. Did that ever occur to you? Maybe Mason understands this tug of war, which you and Gina don't understand, that you have over Brandon that has nothing to do with Brandon at all. Gina wants Brandon because he's the only thing that keeps her from being utterly alone. And you want Brandon in this house every time you become so enraged with Gina, that's the only fitting punishment for her. Now, I don't pretend to read Mason's mind, but whether by design or whether by accident, I think maybe this is a very good idea.
Was he showing up at home?
No. What did the police say?
They'd keep their eyes open.
That's it? That's the best they can do?
Gina, the boy's only been missing for an hour. Will you relax? He's got a lot more sense than you give him credit for. Otherwise, he would have starved to death and run away a long time ago.
What the hell is that supposed to mean, Mason? I don't neglect my son.
No, you don't neglect your jewelry either, but you don't stay home at night to read at bedtime stories.
Where do you get off criticizing me, Mason? You've got some idea in your head of what it's supposed to mean to be a mother. Where'd you get it from? A magazine? Whatever it is, it's purely imaginary since you never really had a mother. Brandon and I understand each other. We know how to take care of each other.
You know, Gina, you have a very sentimental view of what family association is all about. You think if you conduct yourself according to some standard known only to you that you're within your rights. Well, you better think again.
Oh, whose standards should I live by, Mason? Yours?
Gina, the state shows some restraint where bonds of blood are concerned. That doesn't apply to you. You were awarded Brandon through a legal fiat. Now, the state giveth, but the state can also taketh away.
Mason, Brandon and I were fine before all this started, before you and Cece started talking about taking him away from me.
Guess who I found downstairs?
Oh, my God, don't. Brandon, please. Please listen to me. I know you may have heard some things that you didn't understand.
I understood. I want to talk to Mason.
Well, my office happens to be free.
Wait. Maybe you think you hate me, and maybe you think I'm a liar, Brandon. But I love you. And I am your mother. Neither one of those things is a lie.
But one of them isn't completely true. So how could the other one be?
Brandon, stop it! This is me you're talking to. If you know me at all, you know that you mean the world to me.
I know you took care of me when you didn't have to. I guess I should thank you.
No, you shouldn't thank me. You should tell me nothing's changed. Oh, Brandon, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have told you that you weren't my son. Maybe I should have told you a long time ago, but I was afraid that you'd be hurt. Which you obviously are. But Brandon, it doesn't make any difference.
Yes, it does. We're not even anymore. You picked me. I didn't pick you.
Gee, you were pretty hard on her.
Everyone knew, didn't they?
About the adoption? Yeah.
So I have to be careful about who I trust.
Well, I think that's always a good idea in any case. Now, Brenda, I think Gina was wrong to say that it doesn't make a difference, because I know it does to you, but it doesn't to the rest of us. And that's actually what she meant. I'm also sorry that you found out the way you did, but I'm not sorry that you found out, because I think you're old enough to understand. Gina might as well have told you herself.
Do you know who my real parents are?
Yeah.
Why did they give me away?
Partly because they were very young, and partly because your father's father didn't approve. Now, Brennan, I know you may feel like you don't really belong anywhere, but I think there's something you should know. You have the name you were born with, or the name you would have been born with. Well, it's a long story, Brendan, but to make it short, your father was my brother, Channing.
You're my uncle?
Yeah.
Cece's my grandfather.
Yeah.
What didn't he approve of?
Well, your mother, Santana.
Santana. She sends me birthday presents.
Yeah. You see, Brenda, she has always regretted being talked into giving you up. She was the maid's daughter. Now, that's a silly thing not to approve of, but then my father can be a pretty silly man sometimes. But he always kept track of you. You see, he arranged for you to be adopted by an old friend of his, Stockman DeMott, and his young wife, Gina. Gina didn't find out about all of this until much later on.
So everybody thinks I belong to them?
In a way, yeah.
What do you think I should do?
I think you should take as much time as you need to make the decision. And I'm going to see that you get it.
Thank you.
Zero, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 2. Oh, yeah. Hello.
I hope I don't have the wrong number.
Oh, my God. How did you know I was just about to call you?
Liar, what are you in the middle of?
Calling you, I swear.
Well, as long as you swear.
I was just calling you. How was Paris?
Paris was great. Actually, I'm not in Paris anymore. I'm at the airport. Why don't you come pick me up?
What's your landing route? I'll be there in a minute.
No, wait. Wait a second. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that to me.
I'm sorry. I was just sort of seeing what kind of reaction I would get. I'm really sorry.
I was halfway to the car, as a matter of fact.
Well, the connection's so good, I could almost pull it off. I wish it were true.
Just the thought of you walking through that door right now is...
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. And I really don't mean to be pushy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hopefully it won't be too much longer.
Well, I miss you, but I do understand why you need to, stay behind. And I think that anything that either of us needs is fine. I know that doesn't sound like me, but I haven't changed my mind so far, so...
It sounds plenty like you. Guess what? It turns out that once I get there, we won't be the only Castillos in Paris. My brother Rick is living there now. He's married. He's got a place on the Place de Vogue.
Oh, that's some address. Is he rich?
He better not be.
Oh. Well, he's sort of the crazy one you talked about, right?
No. I'm the crazy one. He's the, well, I don't know what he is, but he's trouble, I'll tell you that.
Well, I could go look him up. I could go talk to him, and we've never spoken.
No, I don't think that's a real great idea. You know the roses you sent me, 10 days ago or so? One of them is still hanging on. It's so beautiful.
Well, I love your roses.
Oh, so you got them already?
I sure did. I bet you picked every single one of them yourself.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Well, I wish I could kiss your fingers. Make them all better.
I wish I could, too. And I don't know, I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it's been. And I know it's my own fault for not coming sooner. But, darling, I just don't want you to think that it's...
I know. You don't have to say anything. Because it's the same for me. It scares me sometimes how much I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Oh. Ow. What?
A strange place to wear your watch.
Sneak.
Yeah, well, you know, this is feeling like home already.
You really like it, huh?
I think we're going to be very happy here. You know, we're not going to be nomads anymore. Of course, unless I'm elected governor.
Yeah, well, I better hop to it and get a job if we expect to pay for this place.
Hey, you know, my earning power is getting up there.
I know. Actually, the recruit for the school district seemed to be happy to see me. I think there might be an opening at the high school, but I couldn't quite pry it out of her.
Teaching or administration?
Well, I'd rather be in the classroom, but I like that power, you know, to fix things in the other classroom, too.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So then you have to deal with all the little people.
Kids?
No, the in-between people, well, it's like I know in my office what's wrong and what needs to be done, but every time I turn around, there's somebody underfoot that, it's everybody from the police commissioner to my prosecutors to the rank-and-file cops like Castillo.
Well, don't you think he's a special case?
Yes, he can get away with anything, and nobody says anything to him.
Well, maybe because they know.
What?
About what happened to his baby.
Do you think I've come down too hard on him?
I'm not criticizing. It's not my place to. Anyway, I know you do what you do very well. I just can't help thinking, I mean, to have something like that happen to your child, it's gotta be the most horrible thing that could happen. And you don't know how a person would or should react until you've been there yourself.
Don't think I haven't thought about that.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I know you'll do the right thing.
Honey, I have to ask you. You know people who do things.
What people?
People, Bunny, like your Uncle Mario.
And what things do you think they know?
Oh, come on, Bunny. I gotta get Brandon back somehow.
Gina, you're not thinking straight.
What am I supposed to do? Stand by and let him be raised by somebody else who's gonna teach him to hate me?
Listen to me. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. To hold on to that boy, what you gotta do is beeline straight for him and let him know that you're never gonna go away. Which has gotta scare him to death right now after what he knows.
Bunny, he won't talk to me. He won't even see me.
Then break that door down. Gina, he's just testing you. He has to be convinced that you're gonna love him as much as any blood parent would. I don't have to tell you what to do.
Honey, I have feelings, too.
Hey, right now, you can't afford them. You save them. You take care of Brandon's hurt feelings. I'll take care of yours.
The
poor woman.
What are you doing, looking around, eavesdropping on people?
Now I know what you see in her.
A woman. She loves that boy. She'd be lost without him.
Exactly. What you did, Bernardo, that was beautiful. But if she wasn't lost, you wouldn't know what to do with her.
Don't start. Not now.
I'm just saying. You liked me better when you could rescue me. If I was hanging from a cliff, you'd risk life and limb to save my little pinkies and bring them back to safety. If I fell on the ground and twisted my ankle, or if I was kidnapped by terrorists, then... I don't want to spend my life tied to the railroad tracks. I already had that. Still, you're sweet anyway. And if ever you're tied to the railroad tracks, you don't have to ask, because I'll be the one to stop the train.
Why didn't you tell him we're already packing for home?
Kelly, I don't know.
Yo, you want to surprise him?
No, I don't want him to tell me not to come.
Eden, he never would.
Yes, he would, especially if he got the idea that I was doing it for him, or he would be different, or he'd feel guilty because he didn't come here, and he knew that I wanted him to, and I just thought it would be better if I just went and I explained it later. What? Okay, I know it doesn't make any sense.
No, I was just wondering what it would be like to have that kind of understanding with someone. Jeffrey and I never did.
You know, I really wanted to tell you that I think that I was a little holier than thou with what you went through with Jeffrey.
No, you weren't. If you were, I deserved it.
No, you didn't. You know, being with somebody like Cruz, it makes you sort of stupid, or it makes you forget that that's really not the way it is. And, I mean, who am I to talk? I mean, nothing was a bigger fiasco than my marriage to Kirk. And if I'm going to say anything, I'm going to tell you right now that I really did respect the fact that you stayed with him and that you left when you did.
Well, one thing I'm very grateful for is the understanding that we've always had.
Yeah, me too. What's that?
Plane tickets. You do want to leave tonight, don't you?
Did you get him settled in?
Yeah, he likes the beach. My brother-in-law, Cruz, used to have the house next door. He'd like to spend his weekends there because he never knew quite what to make of Samantha's sitter.
I doubt at the moment if he knows what to make of anything.
Well, go ahead, take your best shot. Everyone else has.
I only work here.
You think I'm evil incarnate?
I think you could get yourself disbarred.
Where is he, Mason? Where's Brandon?
Gina, I don't think it's a good idea for you to see him.
Brandon?
Right now. Gina, he's gone.
Brandon!
I'm telling you, Gina, he's not here.
I'm not leaving without him, Mason.
Look, Gina, I feel for you. I really do.
Liar.
Once again, you're thinking about what you want and putting Brandon second.
You don't know what Brandon wants.
Neither does he, but I intend to give him time to find out.
Mason, you have no business making a holy crusade out of my son. You don't know what makes him lonely, or what makes him cry. You don't know what side of the bed he likes to sleep on, or if he wants the door open or closed at night. All you know about is revenge against me and your father. Well, you hit two birds with one stone this time. But isn't that the way you always operate? You know, I think it's about time someone told the judge a few things that might make you a lot less likely candidate for taking care of an impressionable young boy.
Miss Timmons, I'm sorry to see you separated from your son, and I think Mr. Capwell is too.
I don't believe that.
Be that as it may, the judge has made a ruling. It's not a personal matter anymore. And what you are doing here is, at the very least, harassment and quite possibly contempt of court. I think you've all got enough legal entanglements as it is without compounding them. Now, Mr. Capwell waded into a very sticky situation and managed to find the best way out. Not best for you, but best for the boy. If you disagree, which you obviously do, then there are legal procedures for appealing the judge's decision. But this is a place of business, and you simply can't stay here and cause a disruption. I'm sorry. But if you don't leave, someone will have to notify building security.
Gina, I'll let you know when Brandon's ready to see you. I think it'll be sooner than you think.
You tell him I came back.
I will.
And you tell him I wouldn't leave until you made me.
Ever considered law school?
What, are you trying to get rid of your secretary?
Oh, no. No, indeed.
Where were we?
Is everything all right?
Mason's taking the boy home.
To his mother?
No, to his home. And since visitation is at his discretion, Lord knows when I'll be able to see the boy. What are we talking about?
Mason's mother, Pamela. Did you meet Sophia before or after the two of you were divorced?
I really don't want to get into that.
Well, just for chronology's sake.
Megan, I am really not in the mood. I don't have the appetite to talk about that, all right?
Fine. I can come back later, when it's convenient.
Don't do that.
All right. I could stay and transcribe some of my notes while they're still fresh in my head.
It's fine.
You really don't like to talk about Sophia, do you? And that's not really a question, because every time her name comes up, you steer the question away.
I lost her. It was the most stunning failure of my life. No one understood me better than she did. She understood me better than I understood myself.
She doesn't claim to.
No, she wouldn't. When I lost her, I seemed to lose what little I knew about myself. Can't explain that. Maybe that's why I want this project to work so well, to be a success. I'd hate to cash in my chips one day and still be so totally in the dark about what makes me tick. Or maybe I'm like an old watch that you find doesn't work, and you open it up and you still can't find out what makes it work. Now, apparently she thinks that I'm not fit to be entrusted with a child.
I couldn't help overhearing some of what she said, and I didn't hear her say that.
She didn't say it, but I heard it.
I'm booked solid. Sorry.
I thought you might be able to spare a couple of minutes from your busy schedule.
I believe any communication between us at this point should be between your office and my captain.
Yes, well, I'm aware of that. I've dictated a letter, but I thought this might expedite things.
Are you here for my resignation? Because this is not the way to go about it.
I'm a by-the-book kind of guy. Now, forms and triplicates are second nature to me. In other words, I do not need you to explain the protocol of my office.
Excuse me.
I can see that procedure is something you're very indifferent to, and I don't like that. But I like child kidnappers and child stealers even less. So I'm going to assume that your lack of judgment was due to haste and desperation. Therefore, I'm going to lift your suspension, effective immediately.
Thank you.
Here you go. What is all this you're writing?
Just what we've talked about.
We didn't get very far.
Oh, I thought we did.
Let me ask you a question. Should I be nervous about you or about this book you're going to write?
To be honest with you, I haven't decided yet.
Well, nothing to say.
I'm inclined to accept.
Good, then I'll have you reinstated on the case immediately. I don't think you're going to be productive for us until the questions about your daughter are answered. First and foremost, I want those answers myself, and I want the guilty party or parties arrested because I want the word to go out loud and clear that Santa Barbara does not tolerate this type of thing.
Can I assume then, Mr. Asher, that my investigation will enjoy the full cooperation of your office regarding the procural of court orders, writs, warrants, such other instruments as I may deem necessary?
Just because I said we have to do this by the book doesn't mean you have to start talking like one. Yes, you can assume so.
Starting now?
Yes. Now, Inspector Boswell has been pressing me for an APB on a one Miss Sandra Mills in connection with this case, and I can only assume that's from your pressing him. And that is just the kind of backhandedness I do not want around here. Now, this is on the record. I want you to know But just because I'm lifting your suspension does not necessarily mean that I think you're one of the good guys.
Oh, well, duly noted. On the record as well, the feeling is mutual.
Then we're in agreement. Are you all right?
Yeah, I am. I just... Nothing. I'm fine.
Cruz, hear me. Please, hear me. Monsieur Castillo a-t-il des dents?
No, miss. I don't know exactly what time Monsieur Ricardo and Madame will return. Possibly 1/2 hour.
Oh.
Would you like to wait for them?